Hello, my name is Dr. Sheila A. Ward, and I'm a professor at Norfolk State University. Welcome to the session, HIV Risk, PrEP Use, and Social Networks Among Black Men Who Have Sex with Men. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, HIV affects Black, African American, gay, bisexual, and other men who have sex with men more than any other group in the United States. High-impact HIV prevention efforts in the Hampton Roads area of Virginia are critical to curbing the rise in HIV among young African American men who have sex with men. The use of social media, the internet, and other technological devices is integral to daily life for many and represent ways for MSM and transgender persons to increase social networks, maintain social ties while experiencing unstable housing and homelessness, and retrieve information including health-related information. This study investigated HIV-related indicators impacting health and access to health care and social networking implication. Participants included 289 respondents. 87.5% were Black African American, 62.6% had a negative HIV status, 53.6% indicated a willingness to take daily anti-HIV medicines, and 57.6% of those with negative or unknown HIV status did not feel they were at risk for HIV. A 61-item password protected and online proctor survey was administered as part of a study administered by the Virginia Department of Health and funded by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. IRB approval was granted by Norfolk State University. Statistical analyses included descriptive statistics, cross-tabulations, Pearson's chi-square test, one-way ANOVA, followed by Tukey post hoc analysis. The average age of the group was 31 years. They had a BMI that rated as overweight. 46% had a high school education equivalent or less. A third had no insurance. 70.9% identified with a religion. 66.8% had an annual income less than $25,000. And we also had a third that fell below the poverty level. There were several HIV-related factors that had significant associations between demographic and background characteristics. Regarding the social media and technology, 78.5% were a member of a social networking site, 62.6% were a member of 1 to 5 social network sites. Most had been members for more than a year, and they utilized the sites for 1 to 5 hours daily. The smartphone was the way that most people access the social networking sites. 45% reported having more than 100 contacts or friends, and most did not have, or at least they did not know they had, or used health-related apps on the phones. Negative HIV status and unknown HIV status individuals reported a high school education or lower, no insurance, and a low perception of HIV risk. Individuals with an HIV positive status were more likely to be insured under the Affordable Care Act. Individuals not willing to take or unsure about taking PrEP were more likely to fall in the 25 to 34-year-old age group. They also reported not having insurance, but being employed for wages, and perceived that they were not at risk for HIV or unsure of their HIV risk. Those who did not perceive HIV as a risk were more likely to be in the 25 to 34-year-old age group, have no insurance, be HIV negative, and be employed for wages. Prior knowledge of PrEP was associated with income in that most individuals who had not heard of PrEP earned less than $10,000 annually. Among individuals who had not heard of PrEP, a higher proportion were HIV negative, and a higher proportion of those individuals were also members of social networking sites. low income, uninsured, HIV negative and unknown HIV status, no STD history, MSM, transgender persons of color in the 25 to 34-year-old age group should be prioritized for HIV testing and proper PrEP use messaging written for someone without a college education. And a website and social media can be useful in shaping and disseminating the messaging. Because colleges have a captive audience of the 18 to 24-year-old age group, that is the age group that precedes the high-risk 25 to 34-year-old age group, they must be intentional about shaping positive health behaviors through well-structured campus-wide and community-based public health initiatives that engage evidence-based and best practice strategies to include social media and networks, subject matter experts, and most importantly, the priority population. Thank you.